Welcome to Safe Money Retirement Radio with your host, Tim Wood. Tim is a certified financial fiduciary and a no-market risk retirement and income specialist, and the owner of SafeMoneyRetirement.com, primarily serving Western North Carolina, East Tennessee, and Southwest Virginia. But he's sought after nationally for his expertise in helping people secure their retirements. Mr. Wood is a licensed life insurance professional in multiple states and specializes in working with people who are near retirement and those who have already retired with wealth management, income planning, and asset protection strategies. And now, here to talk with you about no market risk retirement planning, your host, Tim Wood.
Welcome to Safe Money Retirement Radio. I'm Tim Wood, an asset and retirement protection specialist. A lot of people, I'm sure, out there over the years have taken some sort of a personality profile. A lot of people,
the Stanfords, I remember those.
Yeah, the Stanford, the DISC profile.
Yeah.
A lot of people have done. There's a lot of different ones out there, and they're interesting and they're good to tell you, if you're going to hire someone, what they can do, or even for your own personal knowledge. But what happened was a couple of doctors actually put one together specifically for retirement. So you go through, it's about a 15-minute process, answer questions just like all the other ones. And essentially at the end, it comes back with several different options as far as what's going to be fitting your personality in retirement.
Wow.
So, for example, the top four, there's a bunch of different levels of it, but top four comes in at either safety first, probability-based, commitment, or optionality. So, and that's just the very first level. So, essentially, you go through and you answer all these questions, and it spits out immediately, and this is all free, by the way, and you can do it right on my website at SafeMoneyRetirement.com. It gives you immediately a printout of exactly what you said, why you said it, and what that relates to as far as what's going to make you happiest in retirement. That's the point to this. So based on your specific personality and the answers to your questions that you answered, what's going to be the best fit for you to make you happy and to make sure that it fits your personality in retirement.
It's the RISA. Now, why do you think the RISA is better suited to help you get acquainted with the needs of folks who come to you for financial information?
Simply because, I can answer questions, of course, but it's my answers.
Right.
If you came to me and you had filled out the RISA and you hand that to me, they're your answers.
I see.
You literally are answering the questions yourself. So it's your words saying, okay, here's what I want. Here's how I want it to work. Do I want, safety, or do I want to be able to be still in the market? And, there's obviously a whole bunch of different questions, but you're coming to me with your answers for your preferred way to set up your income in retirement. And then from that, and then plus from me just having a little discussion with you, we can narrow in on exactly what's going to be the best fit for you based on the results of this test.
I was going to ask you about perhaps needing a little bit of an extra explanation on some of the things there, but you say you are more than willing, in fact, glad to work with folks to help interpret what they find. Absolutely.
And what I'm doing is I'm actually incorporating this as part of my process. So literally what I did before and what I've always done is I have a first meeting, which I call a fact finder, where I get all the information, and then we gather it together and then do a second meeting to go over your options. Well, either before or after that fact finder, I'm now going to have all of my clients that will, I'm not going to force them, but
certainly
that will fill out this RISA, because it's going to give us just another level of information. It's going to give, like I said, it's really more so in their words. So instead of me just, telling them, hey, here's what makes sense from what you just told me, it's literally taking their words and their answers and their personality and giving them a 12-page printout of all of their answers and why it says what it says, and then we just go from that and make a plan based on that.
You say you've only been using it a week, and I know that's a brand new sort of thing there, but I would imagine this would open up great avenues for dialogue, too.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so that you can help determine further, based on what you've got in front of you there on the paper, how this particular individual or their family, if you're working with that, can respond in ways that make sense to you, right?
Absolutely. And it's also going to, I know this sounds kind of counterintuitive to someone in my industry, but it's also going to give me the ability to say, you know what, Carl, according to your answers, I am not the best fit for you.
Wow. Okay.
So it's going to give me the ability to really hone in on those people that make sense for me to work with. And then those that don't, I'm going to say, listen, I'd love to work with you, but based on your answers here and here and here, I might not be the best fit. You might want to look at this other option, with
Okay.
someone else and going a different direction. So it's really going to help all the way around.
Absolutely. Sounds like a win-win on all levels
It
there,
is,
too.
yeah.
So how did you come about learning about this RISA, this new way to evaluate folks?
I have been one of the doctors, Dr. Michael Fink. I have followed him now for 2 or 3 years. He's one of the professors at the American College, and he's a personal friend of mine. We've been communicating on LinkedIn for years. I've met him personally a couple of times, and he was one of the doctors that put this together. So it's something I've been kind of watching. They've actually been doing it for a little over a year, but I'm not the guy that wants to jump in and beta test. You know what I mean?
Right.
I want to make sure they've got all the bugs worked out and the kinks worked out. And, basically I just saw this as the right time. They've been doing it for a little over a year. They've really refined it. I did it myself. I had several clients and family members and coworkers fill it out, and we all agreed that this is just going to be a great tool. And like I said, the big thing, and not to beat a dead horse, but the big thing is it's coming back with clients' answers themselves. It's how do they feel? It's what they want in retirement. It's all about them, and then we just interpret those results to make sure we come up with a plan that meets those.
Right. I would imagine that sometimes it's kind of difficult to get people maybe to open up specifically about their finances and their personal wealth and all this sort of thing, too. This, to me, it seems, would enhance the ability for that dialogue to begin at that point.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. For some people, that is a challenge, and this is a perfect way to open that. You're exactly right. That's a way to get them talking about and thinking about, what do they really want to do? Because a lot of people don't realize they have a bunch of different options in retirement. They just think, okay, well, when I retire, I'm going to get Social Security. Maybe I'll get a pension. I mean, they don't really understand that there are so many different options. Well, taking this RISA will allow them to start to see what the options are. And then, like I said, we can take the results from the RISA and go right into the fact finder appointment, talking about what they want and talking about specifically what's going to meet their needs based on what they came back with as far as their results.
Right. Sounds like it's chock full of information. I can recall the Stanford sitting in this hot college room somewhere and taking those tests, and seemed like, in my memory going back, that it took forever and a day. How long does the RISA take to complete, generally speaking?
Not very long. I'd say on average about 15 minutes.
Oh,
wow. My mother is 83 years old, and she did it in 10 minutes.
There you go.
So It's really not hard. It's very simple. Basically, you just log on. Just go to my website. There's a RISA tab there. It's very simple to log on. It's literally just name, phone number, and email. And then I think it's somewhere between 50 and 60 questions. And the way it's structured, each question has 2 answers, one on the left and one on the right. And essentially, you just drag the slider on each one based on
your preference.
Right. Do you feel more that way, or do you not care, and leave it in the middle? And basically, you do that for all of them. And then it instantly tabulates that and then instantly sends you an email as soon as you complete with your results.
Are your peers in the industry and other locations, are they beginning to pick up on using the RISA now?
A few. There's a few that are. It's
It sounds like it's new, so
it's brand new, and there's a few that are. I think that it's going to become, I don't want to say industry-wide, but I think it's definitely going to become more standard for those of us that are really, really focused on making sure that the plans that we develop are the best plan for the client, not the best plan for me as the company.
Right.
And that's a big focus of mine, is making sure that whatever I design for the client is best for them.
When folks go on your website and take this, is there any particular obligation that they're thereby encumbered with in order to take the test?
Not at all.
Okay. In other words, no follow-up, no question,
no
nothing.
nothing.
Okay.
That's totally up to them. Now, if they want to after they take it,
Sure.
I'm happy to talk to them about it, to go over the results. But no, there's no obligation. There's no cost. There's no nothing. It will instantly send you your results. And that's it. It's just that simple. Well, I'm about out of time, and I would like to thank you for listening to Safe Money Retirement Radio. If you're serious about your financial future, give me a call, and together we'll get your retirement savings on the fast track to accumulate while reducing exposure to market risk. Thanks for listening, and until next time at the same time, I'm Tim Wood, reminding you to stay safe so you can step into a secure future.
You've been listening to Safe Money Retirement Radio with your host, Tim Wood. Find out how to guarantee that your hard-earned money is safe with locked-in returns that will never go down due to market risk, so you can have the future that you deserve. Call Tim Wood now for your free copy of his #1 best-selling book, Safe Money Retirement. your game plan for success, along with the free Safe Money Retirement Information Kit at 844-905-SAFE. That's 844-905-7233. Or visit him online for more details at safemoneyretirement.com. The preceding information does not represent tax, legal, or investment advice. Surrender charges apply to base contracts. Optional lifetime income benefit riders are used to calculate lifetime payments only and are not available for cash surrender or in a death benefit unless specified in the annuity contract. Fees may apply. Guarantees are based on the financial strength and claims-paying ability of the insurance company. No information presented today should be acted upon without meeting with a qualified and licensed professional. Obviously, by calling us now, you are just taking the first step towards protecting your retirement. It's important that you read all insurance contract disclosures carefully before making a purchase decision. Rates and returns mentioned on this program are subject to change without notice.